What's going on, everybody? This is Blockchain Bullz, and today I'm going to present to you something that you may find to be interesting. But before I do, I want to say this is not a sponsored video in any way. It's also not professional financial advice. This is just me spending some time looking around the market, trying to make sense of the situation, and then trying to say, you know what, I think I can share this with my audience or you guys out there and say, hey, I think if what I'm seeing makes sense, then this is a buying opportunity. And so I figured, hey, you know, I could keep it a secret or I could say something. So I decided to say something. We did this on a live stream. Dinesh actually pointed this out to us about a week ago. And ever since then, I've been kind of mulling over the project. I've downloaded their app. So that's what we're going to talk about in this video. If this is your first time to Blockchain Bullz, you can subscribe and keep up with us. But let's dive in here and get started. So as we're looking at the market here, we can see the last 24 hours have been a mixed bag. Some projects are up, some projects are down, but over the last 7 days, we're still up. So, you know, it's going to be that 3 steps forward, maybe even 5 steps forward, 1 step back. I mean, last week was 5 steps forward, 1 step back here, you know. So, or 2 steps back maybe. But anyway, we'll get into this here. And the project that I'm going to talk about is called OVR. So if you go to their website, ovr.ai, okay, you could see they've got a project that's actually a working product, and not only that, but you can download their app on Apple and Google. Like, who has that in the cryptocurrency space where they have a working product all ready to go, and they have a marketplace, and they have, look at this, a market cap of just $2 million. That is nothing. I mean, it's like, dude, when you start thinking about it, you're like, I don't really see how this thing can go too much lower. I mean, when I first bought in, I did buy in, so full transparency, I did buy in. Let's see here, around, I want to say around this 15 cent, 16 cent mark. So I'm up, I've been holding, and I intend to hold because here's why. I think that when I compare it to Decentraland, and I'm going to make the case for this, a $486 million market cap. I mean, you guys can do the math. It's like 200 and something X from here if it catches Decentraland. So I started doing some research. I'm like, number one is I needed to know, is there a team behind it? Are they anonymous? What's going on? Where are they located? Okay, so I checked out all that. Everything seemed legit. I mean, I don't know the founders personally. I've never met them. I don't even know the founders of Decentraland personally or anything like that. All I'm doing is just comparing the products and then the market caps and saying, what's going on here? How come this one is so much more undervalued, and how long before this thing becomes a good investment for me? And so as I was doing that, I was like, well, let's take a look at the product. So I go on the website, I go onto the marketplace, I dive in here. I'm like, okay, I need to understand more about the product. Everything's checking out. I mean, everything so far, in my opinion, has been checked out for me. And I'm like, well, what are they working on? Let's see the marketplace, right? Because after I go to their marketplace, I obviously need to go to Decentraland and check out their marketplace. But you can see they've gotten some bids here. They've got currently open auctions. You can see they're also doing some things. They've got a map here to tell you what's going on. They've got these auctions for these maps where you can actually buy virtual real estate, and it's kind of cool. A lot of it's happening out in Spain right now, so there's obviously some popularity in Europe, not so much in the United States or in Asia yet, but it looks like most of it's really taking place out in Europe, pretty solid. Nothing really going on in the southern hemisphere with this project, so maybe you could be one of the first movers in that market there. Now, if we go to Decentraland, we're like, okay, so we're comparing Decentraland against OVR, OVR being a product or a project that's 200 times less valuable because it's a startup. And I'm like, yeah, I mean, I see this Decentraland's, you know, it's advanced. It's obviously got a lot. Let's see, where can I download their app? You know, I could go around here and look at some of their avatars. But I'm not saying they don't have an app, but I haven't been able to find their app here on the homepage as I'm browsing around here, right? They may have an app, but OVR definitely does, and I did download it, and I was trying it out. So now where their app is now and where it's going to be, I'd be interested to see the developments taking place, but I'm impressed for such a low market cap project to already have an app. So I go on here to their marketplace, and I want to see what they're working on. They have the parcels in the estates also on there. They have the wearables, which is kind of interesting. And so, you know, with NFTs being popular, I would say when I'm starting to look at projects to invest in, yeah, I could invest in Decentraland. Now, where would I get Decentraland, right? So it's way more available. It's on Coinbase Pro right here, okay? So it's got Kraken. I mean, this thing's readily available on almost all exchanges. The only difference that I'm really seeing, because the product quality, is the fact that it's way more available. It's on Binance. And if I go to OVR and I just try to find out where I can get OVR, right, on the markets, let's see. Oh, Uniswap. How many people are using Uniswap? Not many people. So now you could see what's going on. So if you're looking to be someone who's early to the game, you would have to use Uniswap and you'd have to use ETH to buy OVR. But as I'm just looking, you guys tell me in the audience, what the heck is going on here that should tell me why I shouldn't buy this. If you guys could come up with a case why I shouldn't and why I should, I'd be interested to hear from both of you guys if you guys see what the heck I'm seeing with this opportunity. So if you're going to get into the project, you're going to want to follow them on Twitter. So you could see right here, they put out updates. OVR is going to be a decentralized version of Pokemon Go, except with endless possibilities for AR experiences and content controlled by independent landowners. Okay, so you could see they've retweeted this guy Jay, and then they're also talking about Chico Crypto, who was live streaming, and he was surprised that the AR product was working. So it's not just me who's talking about it. There's a few others that are talking about it, and this is like, I just found it to be interesting that this is such a startup, and I was like, the audience, why would they not want to at least do their own research and look into it? Am I saying buy it? No, I'm not saying you have to make any decisions on your own. I'm just saying if you wanted to buy it, that's how you could do it. But more importantly, knowing about it, adding it to your radar, looking it over, and that's the whole point, is like, do you see what I'm seeing? And tell me what's going on here. So here you go. The traditional real estate industry has been a thriving venture over the last decades, so much that it once recorded a boom as the demand for land and property increased. Will virtual land follow the same trend? So you can see they did put out this blog here, which I'm going to show you. Let's see here. So virtual real estate is the future. You can read this whole thing right here. Go to their Twitter and follow it. 2020, the year for virtual lands. So I think these guys are a low cap gem. I've taken it upon myself to take out a modest investment, nothing too much. I mean, I'm not betting the whole farm on it, although sometimes I wonder why I don't. But I would say just be aware. You know, it is a low cap gem. It's on Uniswap. It would be nice to see it on other places, but as far as I could tell right now, this definitely seems like a low cap gem worth adding to your radar and considering. Ravi Dinesh was the one who actually put me onto this. I believe it was him. So anyways, let me know what you guys think. Thanks to everyone for watching Blockchain Bullz, subscribing. You can also go right here. If you're a newbie to cryptocurrency, you can go crypto training videos. I've even got a video how to use Uniswap exchange to buy cheap altcoins. For those of you who are learning or wanting to learn how to use Uniswap, you can go right here. But lots of videos on here. You could see best crypto exchanges for Americans, how to research projects, cryptocurrency strategy for beginners. What is market cap? Because you got to understand how that market cap works. I think a lot of people still don't know how market cap works. But anyways, thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys on the next one.